Hey guys, welcome to Japanese Kitchen. This is Taka. There's no doubt that ramen is one of the staple foods in Japan, and it's getting very popular around the world. There's shoyu ramen, miso ramen, shio, tonkotsu, but what I'm going to show you today is another type of ramen from Nagoya, Japan, and it's called Taiwan Ramen. Now, Taiwan Ramen is a type of spicy noodle soup that's very popular in and around Nagoya, and it's composed of ramen noodles, rich chicken broth, garlic chive, bean sprouts, and last but not least, very spicy pork mince called Taiwan Minchi. It's quite confusing though. It's a local ramen from Nagoya, but named Taiwan Ramen. And you will actually never find this ramen in Taiwan. Well, it's got a bit of history. Taiwan Ramen was originally served as an employee's lunch at Nagoya's local Taiwanese restaurant called Minced. And because of a strong request from their regular customers, they decided to put it on the menu with the name of the country where the chef came from. Okay, that was a brief introduction of Taiwan Ramen. Now let's get started. Firstly, we're going to clean our chicken carcasses for our stock. Put the chicken carcasses into a deep pot and fill up with water to completely cover them. Now there's enough water. Place the pot onto the stove and heat it on a high heat. Once the surface of the carcasses turns white like this, take the pot off the stove and drain off the water. Next step is to wash the carcasses under running cold water. The key is to remove the scum on the surface and the guts left inside thoroughly. This will prevent your stock from getting unpleasant gaminess. Another important step is to chop up the carcasses into smaller pieces. By doing this, you can bring out a full flavor from the bones. You'll need to use a cleaver or a sharp and heavy knife to do this, but if you're not confident, you can just use a hammer to break them. Now wash the pot and put the carcasses back in, then pour in some water again. Alright, let's put it back onto the stove. Set the heat to high and bring it to boil. Once you see some scum floating up to the top, skim it off thoroughly. I recommend using a fine mesh ladle to do this, as you can remove the scum without scooping up the stock itself. After removing most of the scum, we're gonna add some aromatics. In goes some green onion, garlic cloves, and sliced ginger. This is totally optional, but I like putting some cabbage to add a touch of sweetness to the stock. Now simmer it on a low heat at least for 4 hours, occasionally skimming off the scum. Now our stock is ready. Remove all the bones and bits using a mesh ladle. Okay, let's prepare Taiwan Minchi now. Get yourself some hot dried chillies. Using a grinder, grind them into flakes. Be careful not to grind them into fine powder, because we want to see some nice bits of chilies in our mince. The chili flakes should be looking like this. Next step, we're going to finely mince the garlic. Bash them with your knife and chop them finely. Heat up your wok till it starts to smoke and pour in some vegetable oil. Then add the minced garlic and give it a quick stir around. Before the garlic starts to turn black, add the minced pork. Stir fry the meat till it's entirely cooked, then start to add the seasonings. In goes some doubanjian, the Chinese chili bean paste, Shaoxing wine, salt, and some sugar. Give it a quick stir. Add a tiny bit of crystallized umami, aka MSG. Add some soy sauce. Add the chili flakes and give it a quick stir. Then pour in some of the chicken stock we prepared earlier. Simmer the pork on a medium to high heat until the stock is reduced down to this level. Okay, your Taiwan Minchi is done. Let's prepare the garnishes. Firstly, we're going to finely chop the green onions. Lightly pound it with your knife. Slice it lengthwise, then chop it into fine pieces. Now cut off the lower part of the garlic chive and cut it into 2 to 3 cm long pieces. Now let's quickly blanch the bean sprouts. We want to keep them nice and crunchy, so just boil them for 15 seconds or so. Alright, all our garnishes are ready. Alright, now let's season the stock to make our broth. For one portion, strain 450 ml of the chicken stock into a pot. I'm using a 120 ml ladle, so I need about 4 scoops. Now season the stock with 3 teaspoons of salt and MSG to taste. Keep it hot on a low heat till assembly. Now it's time to boil our noodles. You can use any of your favorite ramen noodles you have access to, but I personally recommend fresh medium thickness, low hydration noodles for Taiwan Ramen. Drain the noodles well, and let's assemble. Get yourself a ramen bowl and put the bean sprouts first. Throw in the freshly boiled ramen noodles. Sprinkle some garlic chives. Put the Taiwan Minchi on top along with the juices. You can adjust the spiciness of the ramen by the amount of the mince you put on. Sprinkle over green onion. Finally, pour over the hot broth. Your delicious Taiwan ramen is now ready. You can find details of the ingredients in the description box. Alright, that's it guys. If you liked my video, please give me a thumbs up and also hit the subscribe button to get a notice of my future updates. Thank you very much for watching. Catch you later.